My beautiful friends, I have such a wonderful idea for you today. Let's paint some dots, let's do some flowers, but not a typical flower way of painting, quite opposite. You have to try this technique because you will see for yourself that this is giving us such a different way of understanding freedom, of painting, of doodling. We're gonna do blue flowers. I realize that I'm constantly going for some kind of pinkish color, so let's do some purple, blues. Yeah, so I'm doing blue dots on top, plenty of them, plenty. Like, make sure that you have your paints pretty much wet. I'm using this pipette, I'm not too sure if it's the name, and I'm just pouring some water inside of my paints, making them really, really nice and watery and pigmented. So we have tons and tons of dots, and then I'm gonna clean off my brush and do the same with the green color, because on the bottom we're gonna have leaves, right, as the flowers. So it's gonna be maybe like a field of flowers kind of thing. Let's see. Oh, too much water will happen that the mixture in between the colors will be happening. That's okay. I don't mind. I really don't mind. So we have like greens. How about adding tiny touch of teal color as well? That could be fantastic. And the next step, because it's super easy idea, the next step is to start painting our flowers. So I'm having this kind of biggish brush, and let's just have a little bit of play with the color mixture, and let's just do blobs of different shapes in sort of feel of a flower. And I'm just gonna gently touch my water from the brush in here in hope that this is kind of like a shape of flowers. There we go. And of course it would be lovely to maybe have a kind of like water in here, touching some greenery. There we go. And next step is super easy and super fun. Well, I'm thinking maybe one more flower like here as well. Why not? I love it. The next step is super awesome because we will do some doodling. Let's think that we need a little bit of lines because those are magical flowers. So we need them to have some stems, right? And then we can do some kind of shape of flowers. I'm using this Pilot G-Tech C4. Check the link in my description box. And I'm holding this pen kind of weirdly because I really wish my flowers to not be a typical shape and roundy and all. I really wish them to be nice and cute, and I wish them to be not so perfect as well. If you into perfectionism, you need to try this technique. It's so easy. It's very aesthetic as well, I think. I'm holding it really weirdly because I really wish the flowers to be not so symmetrical as well, and allow the pen as well to have run the color. So we kind of allowing the pen to work with the pigment. Oh, I forgot about here. I love that the pen, the Pilot G-Tech C4, tons of you have already purchased it, and that's awesome because it is a great pen that works on the wet surface, and it's very hard to find one. And this one is doing its magic. I absolutely love it. Look at the movement of the pigment. Super. And the last one, awesome, awesome, awesome. So we have our really basic flowers done. We can finish at that. However, how about making a little bit of repetition of the lines to make them more striking, more visible for the eye? And I'm thinking as well, how about making this center of attention here, center of our flower? Like, if you feel that there is not enough pigment or not enough water, you can just jump in with some wet brush as well and just help it out a little bit. Why not? So I'm gonna just add the blackish kind of here, so it just feels that it is there as in a connection between the stem and the and the petals. I absolutely love that. Now, another thing we can do is we can just jump in with our brush and wet brush and just move this pigment here. And also it could be nice to have a little bit of movement happening here, maybe where the stems are and the greenery. There we go. Not too much, because I think it would be lovely to just keep this simple and have the stems as they are. I love that. There we go. Now the next step that we could do is we could have wait for this to dry, and we could redo it once more. I love it. It's nearly at the point that I'm thinking, Marta, don't destroy it. It's looking so gorgeousness as it is. Just make sure you not overdo it. So my idea is I'm gonna just go over once more, because I think it will just be nice to have this more defined. And honestly, if you're not into watercolors or if you're scared of them, I'm still learning. We all always learn, but I'm really learning, and I'm trying to come up with those ideas that they are doable for really everyone. For those who really are scared of paints, afraid of destroying the painting, and you don't know how to draw. You're not good at drawing. Well, this is a perfect idea for you, because it really is working. Like few dots, few blobs, water, doodle. Honestly, you have to try it. It's 5-minute doodling, 5-minute project, and it is for everyone. I promise you, you can do that. You can come up with any shape of flowers right now, because it's just the fact that you can do a magical way, you can do whatever way it feels. Look, it is so gorgeousness. I'm loving this freedom of painting, freedom of doodling, freedom of color. Let's dry this. After drying, I always put something heavy on top of my paper, so my project is flat now. I think we can call this one finished, except one little thing. I feel that my lines here faded a little bit, so I think where the paint is, I'm gonna just redo it a little bit, just to define it more, especially where there was loads of water. The pigment of the pen kind of faded, and that's okay. We can certainly fix it up, and it's okay to go back. It's okay to allow yourself to redo stuff, and it's nothing wrong. It doesn't mean that it's not working or that you're not good enough. No, the supplies act differently, and it's okay if you feel like, oh, I wish to add something here or there. So I'm just adding those black lines. I added some outside a little bit here, a little there, and I think we can be definitely happy with this. And as a final touch, I would love to add some white splatters. I just love my projects, whether they mix media or art journaling or watercolors, with white splatters, because this is just making it more, I don't know, creamy looking, more magical looking. And voila, I think we can call this one 5-minute project done. There we go. And you have to admit it, quite easy, super simple. You don't need any watercolor skills, not even doodling skills, because truthfully, you can do whatever you wish with your flowers. I hope you enjoyed this 5-minute tutorial, and I'll see you very soon for the next one. Bye for now!